All right, everybody, who's ready for a live stream? Let's bring it live. Here we are. I'm back for another Let's Talk Jurassic here on the Jurassic Park podcast. Well, we're on YouTube and we're also on Twitch right now, and we're on Facebook. So last week was let me adjust that real quick. Last week was crazy, right? There was this new software that I've been using and had no idea what I was doing. So it was a huge test, right? So I dove in and I didn't know what was going on. I think I've got like a better handle on it, and I'm making it as best as we can, as close as we can to what we have been doing. So I think it's going to be pretty good. But the main difference here tonight is that we are streaming to 3 different services. So if you're watching this on YouTube and that works for you, keep watching there. If you're watching this and that doesn't work for you, go over to Twitch. We're on Twitch. I know it's like mostly a gaming platform these days, and it's there's other streams out there, of course, but I figured we have the capability. Let's put it out to Twitch and see if anybody wants to follow along. There might be some gaming in the future there as well. So that could be kind of cool for us to do. And of course, Facebook. I feel like our Facebook, platform is not as good as all the others. We're like, we don't really maintain it all that much. Or when I say we, I mean me. Don't really maintain it all that well. So watch there if you want to. Hopefully the mix is okay. I have no idea if like I sound good versus the music. Maybe I should turn it down just a little bit. But I do have the live chat and everything going as always. So be sure to comment and talk. And guys, tonight, if you are new to this, wherever you're watching, if you're new to our live streams, our Let's Talk Jurassics, it's a little bit different than the podcast. The podcast, which let me see, I got some branding stuff here. Let me take that down. Oh, look at that. I don't know. This is all different. Like I got the live thing up here. I've got the website up there if you want to go check it out, and my handle down there for Twitter if you want to go give a look on Twitter. But what was I saying? Oh, so this is different. The live streams are different than the podcast. We do touch on a lot of the same topics, but the podcast is the podcast that you have to find on your podcasting services. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, places like that. So this is a little bit different. And tonight we're going to be taking your topics again. So if you guys have anything you want to talk about, please feel free, put them in the chat, and I will sift through those and see what we have. And I'll bring up some websites and stuff if we need to, as always. But yeah, so let's see. What do you guys talk? Who's here tonight? First off, who's here? What's going on? So we got Dodgton 93 here. What's going on? Jurassic Battle Droid is upset again. So keep it, as I said, keep it in check. Jurassic Souls is here. What's going on, Jurassic Souls? And Jurassic Souls, shout out to you because you are, and I'm not. This is not me asking, but you're always so giving on these live streams, and this is part of the reason is you help us to do different things, right? And that's what is so great about the super chats and stuff like that. It helps us to try things differently, upgrade our equipment, do different things here. So this is like one of my favorite things is from the start of doing this podcast has been I've wanted to bring you like a show like this, a live show, or like, even something a little bit more intense, but we're not there yet. One of these days, we're getting there slowly but surely. We'll get there. But I've always wanted to bring you like a talk show kind of thing, and I feel like we've developed that pretty well here. We have great interaction from the audience. We usually have a lot of good stuff to talk about. Not always. Sometimes we do. But we always bring up some information for you to look at and things to see, video clips, all kinds of discussion for Jurassic. And we don't just stick to Jurassic Park. I know that is the title of the podcast, but we talk about Jurassic World, Camp Cretaceous, the novels, which we're really, really diving into heavily now. Yeah, so anyway, Raptor Red is here. Jurassic Tree Reviews. We got Toka Snakey. Neurotic Plays here for the first time, I think, for a live stream. That's awesome. Thanks for making it. You're not at work tonight, so I don't know if that's a good thing, bad thing, but at least you're watching us live, right? That's a good trade-off. I don't know. Jared is here. I don't know why I keep doing this with my hand, like Jurassic Dave. Let's see. Motion Panda's back. Ryan's here checking out my skills after live streaming on his Facebook the other day over on the Forcecast Live. I like copied the format. I kind of made like a whole thing for their live stream, and then I kind of just made it for myself. So yeah, we're doing some things here, Ryan. So thanks for tagging along. And it looks like you were on Facebook. Wow. Are you our first Facebook live stream viewer, Ryan? Thanks, man. Dodgton93 says, oh, dang, Brad's growing out his hair. You just noticed it's been a full year. It's been literally a full year of me doing this. So it never looked. This is the longest my hair has ever been. It's pretty wild. So I have to like do this behind the hair thing. I mean, that kind of looks like what it used to look like, right? Or behind the ear thing. That's what I was trying to say. Adrian, let's see. Shane is here. Awesome. Ryan is on Facebook where everyone's grandparents are. Jared says, does multi-live streaming mean Jurassic Park podcast cannot be contained? I guess not. I feel like we're getting a little wild, and I'm testing our capabilities here. I don't know if this is all possible. I don't know if this is working, and I don't know if anybody cares. But we're here, and when we're talking about Jurassic, so I like doing it. That's what we're gonna do. Certainly nobody cares on Twitch. I don't think anybody's watching over there. If you're watching on Twitch, let us know. But let's see. All right, so if you guys have any topics or anything you want to discuss, I did want to preamble here about the podcast this week. It's finally here. Our big now I lost my stream. I don't know where it is. Our big Jurassic Park book club is finally here, and I've been teasing it for a long time. And I know we did an introductory segment a few weeks ago, kind of talking about what the plan is and where you guys need to read and all that stuff. And I hope you've been reading along. I've got a bunch of books here, so I've been reading along barely. I'm getting there. I'm literally I'm literally only on the first iteration. That's it. I've read about like 7 pages. Oh my God. Literally 7 pages. That is exactly what it is. 7 pages. So that's what I've read. I am enjoying the read through. I swear. And the thing is, I'm going to be on the next edition of the Jurassic Park Book Club. I do not host that segment. That is Ben at Jurassic Site B who hosts that. And this week, for the first iteration, where they discuss like the first third of the book, and Ben was awesome to reach out to Sabrina and Garrett over at I Know Dino. So if you guys are podcast enthusiasts, dinosaur enthusiasts, I Know Dino is a great resource for that. I've been listening to them for years. They are super, super knowledgeable about all things dinosaurs, and I love like their interaction with Ben and talking about the book and talking about those comparisons with the real dinosaurs, with the film to the book. That is what I'm excited for. I'm going to be on the next one with Ben. Should be hopefully fingers crossed. We'll see if it all plays out. But I'll be there and a few other people. I'll save that for the release day. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Maybe somebody else that's in this live stream here tonight, not live, but in the chat. I don't know if you're still here or not, but you might be a part of it as well. So if you're here, you know who you are, I guess. But I'm really excited. So I gotta get reading. So if you guys have been reading along, I don't know. I hope you have. But we're reading through Jurassic Park, Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park. It's a book club. You guys can send in your comments, your thoughts, your concerns about the book as we're going section by section. We're splitting up into 3 parts. So you'll have to take a look at our website, actually, to see some details on it. I don't know if I have the image here. I might have it here. All right, so here it is. Let me bring this up. It's going to shift around, all right, so I'm going to add this to the stream so you guys can see. All right, there it is right there. I don't know. Stop moving. Let me go back. All right, so right here. We're currently, and this just came out on Monday. There it goes again. March 22nd, which was this past Monday, we had page 1. Oh my God. Will you stop? Will you stop doing that? All right, can we open this in a new tab? It's my own website, you know? Page 1 through the tour. So that's been covered and done. They did that on the first episode that just debuted this past Monday. I'm going to be on the episode entitled for the tour through the 5th iteration, and that's going to be on April 12th. So catch up. You got plenty of time to catch up and read. And then one more after that, the 5th iteration through to the end on May 10th. We're really, really excited about the book club here. It's something new. It's something that we've been wanting to do for a long time. And I'm very excited about it, that we actually have some time to devote. You know, that's the thing, is when Dominion gets pushed, we have some time to devote to bigger projects and things like that. And this is one of them. You know, getting a bunch of episodes out in as close to, you know, a manageable time period as we can. I know 3 months is a bit pushing it, but with the rest of our schedule, with mailbags and wires and all this other content that we have, I think we did the best we could pushing it through 3 months here. But I'm really, really excited. So I hope you've been following along. Like I said, that first episode is out right now. So please go download it on your podcasting platforms. Is anybody saying anything here? Oh, shout out to Jurassic Souls. Look, I was not asking for it, man. I swear to God, I was not asking for it. Just been saying that you are always a great contributor here on our YouTube live streams. And the fact that we're on multiple platforms right now is due to you. Like, you know, not alone. There's many other contributions to that platform, but the fact that you are doing that is a big deal. And you had said here in your comments, oh yeah, that's right, I can show these comments. Woo! Let me take away this thing. The first episode of the book club was so awesome. Already started reading the next few chapters. Also, I'm wondering what you'd want from another Battle at Big Rock like short film. Ooh, that's good. That's a good question. Man, what do I want? Okay, so if you guys don't know, I'm sure you know what Battle at Big Rock is. Like, it came out like September 2019, I believe. And Colin Trevorrow directed an 8-minute short entitled Battle at Big Rock, which showcased a little bit about what some of the dinosaurs are doing after Fallen Kingdom. And this thing has like a long history. I'll get into a little bit of the history. It was initially supposed to come out in theaters with Hobbs and Shaw. That was the plan. It was going to be like Pixar does with their, and just Disney in general. They do, a short before the movie. We just went to go see Raya and the Last Dragon in a drive-in, and they played, I'm sorry, I do not remember the name of the short, but there was a short before it. And, you know, it's like a few minute short, 8-minute short or so. And that was the plan for Battle at Big Rock. And that never came to fruition. That was teased back at New York Toy Fair 2019 in February, I believe. And we all got our hopes up, getting ready. Toys popped up. And then September it debuted. And before it debuted, I kind of was hoping, like, maybe they'll give us 1, 2, 3 of these before Dominion. But that never happened. I mean, fingers crossed that there's still other content out there. They were relatively good about keeping that secret. And maybe they filmed something else in the meantime. Look, I mean, if I was Colin Trevorrow and COVID is a thing, a real, thing during the production of Jurassic World Dominion, and I know full well that they're going to be pushing this movie to 2022, I would probably film something, fairly quickly. They could film something like that pretty quickly in a matter of a few days, probably. And maybe even if they let it be dinosaur centric, that way they don't really have to do any actors, or maybe they just have one actor or something like that. How cool would it have been if he just kind of tacked it on to the cost of Dominion and just threw it on and then said, like, all right, since the movie's getting pushed back to 2022, let's go ahead and release this thing in, hey, Jurassic June, or let's this year, 2020. Or, oh man, that would be so cool, dude. If that was like June 11th popped up and Colin's like, hey guys, surprise, here's a little short film, another one to hold you over until Dominion. That would be really awesome if they ever did that. But or or they could stretch it out until like November, December, something like that, even September again. But what would I like to see? That is an interesting question. Honestly, I think this is something that I have been really into this idea for a long time, right? This idea of like a documentary style thing where, and I actually, speaking of this, I just rewatched in my preparation for Godzilla Godzilla versus Kong. I rewatched Kong Skull Island, and there is a great sequence where one of the military guys walks out into the water. It's not a spoiler or anything if you haven't seen it yet. This is for Kong Skull Island. But a guy walks into the water to like get some blood off of him and stuff. And it just so happens Kong walks into view, doesn't notice the guy whatsoever, and he's just doing his thing. Kong is just like taking a bath or whatever. He's trying to he's checking out his wounds. He ends up fighting something, and it's very quick, and it's just like, and then he eats, and it's just like a very relaxed sequence. There's really no threat to the humans there. It's just like a nice, like almost like a documentary moment where you just get to witness. You can almost like imagine like David Attenborough like over commentary over this sequence, and it's really, really cool. So I kind of want that for a Jurassic thing. Is a thing that I don't ever imagine we'll get in a film outside of like a few quick clips of like dinosaurs acting naturally in their habitats. But this could be a really awesome way to showcase dinosaurs in their natural habitats, to showcase that, we're at this point where humans and dinosaurs are coexisting, and we can showcase them being cool with each other. And I think that could be really interesting, is like a documentary style thing, or maybe even literally. And how cool would that be if David Attenborough did the voiceover, a nice homage to his brother, Richard Attenborough, who obviously played John Hammond. And you could have him just narrating over. I know the dude's like 90 now, so I don't even know what he's doing, but something like that would be really cool. And it could showcase how close humans and dinosaurs are, something like that. You could like have a camera pan like from a neighborhood and kind of just zoom into a forest, and then you see, an Apatosaurus just chilling in the woods, just doing its thing. Maybe a small dinosaur interaction. I don't need the big bombastic, Allosaurus battle with the Nasutoceratops. That was very awesome, but I would like something a little bit different. So maybe some interaction with a smaller dinosaur that you think is going to be a threat and think is going to be attacking. And I think it was Jurassic Souls, was it you, on Twitter, that said that I should tie in the Ceratosaurus into the conversation. That would be cool. And I don't know if there's a Ceratosaurus out there. I have no idea. I'd probably not. But a scene like that in Jurassic Park 3, where the Ceratosaurus just kind of like looks at the humans and is like, I'm out of here, and then goes away. And, the same thing happened in Camp Cretaceous in season 2. For half of the time we saw a Ceratosaurus. Same kind of thing. So that would be a cool interaction. It's just to see natural dinosaurs interacting together, their natural habitat. And like I said, I think that's one of the only chances we'll have to do something like that. I don't think they're ever going to devote a full 90-minute documentary film to something like that, even though that would be really awesome if it turned out to be like a Cloverfield-esque kind of documentary where you literally watch 45 minutes of a documentary, even more maybe. And at the last minute, something happens that kind of breaks the fourth wall, and it becomes a bit of a more interactive Cloverfield type experience or something like that. That could be cool. But that's besides the point. But yeah, I think that's what I would want. Kind of just really doesn't even have to have any human interaction outside of a voiceover, and just showing dinosaurs in their natural habitat. That would be really cool. Because I feel like if you've paid attention to any of the merchandise that's been coming out for Dominion, whether it's fabrics or backpacks or whatever the case may be. It's showing that dinosaurs are kind of living amongst us and kind of like surrounding our way of life. And, you know, we've got a lot of groups that are kind of there to help with that, it seems like. And this is just merch. We don't really know if this ties into the movie at all, but it could be a cool way to tie into this short if they ever were to do another short. And that's what I want. Like, it seems like that's the plan that they're laying out for us, is that dinosaurs are out there in the wild, and we have groups that are there to protect them, to watch over them, or do whatever the case is. And this could be a fun way to do that, because it showcases that, hey, we are watching these things. We're not necessarily afraid. And the voiceover could tell us that. You know, the voiceover could be like, these dinosaurs maintain their natural habitat and don't interact with the humans, who are literally 4 kilometers away. I don't know how far that is. I'm not British. So I just felt like kilometers would be the thing to say. And I know it's not a British thing, but like literally right now in this instance, it is. Siak is here. What's up? Thanks, Jared. Thank you. Oh, but again, thank you so much, Jurassic Souls. I do really, really appreciate it. Hopefully, I haven't caught up on the comments, but hopefully that was a good enough response, and we'll continue the conversation when I catch up. But thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so Historic Babe said, I recently came across a novel entitled Jurassic Park Dead Islands. I haven't heard anyone talking about it. Is it semi-canon like The Evolution of Claire? So The Evolution of Claire is supposed to be canon. It is supposed to be canon, as far as we know. That's been the word on the street, is that it's canon. But Dead Islands is a fan-made project that is not any sort of canon. No canon whatsoever, not related at all. Has nothing to do with it. It's not a official thing. I don't know how it was made to begin with, how it was actually released and stuff like that. But it's there. So, and read it if you want to. I have no clue if it's any good or not. And if it works with your headcanon, sure. But as far as canonical material goes, it's nowhere in sight. It's nowhere in sight. This is interesting. Speaking of books, this is a very book-centric thing here. Nick Rosa says, I saw it on Facebook. Jurassic World, the Ultimate Pop-Up Book, is available on October 26th. 2021. Hey, this is on Facebook. What's up, Nick, on Facebook? This is an interesting one. This pop-up book, last I saw, this thing was $70. Really? $70? I mean, I got a lot of books here. I don't think that's going to be one of them. That's a lot. That's hefty for a pop-up book. Now let me confirm this, but maybe things have changed. But it was $70 at one point. Oh, $75. Even worse. Whoa. Oh my Lord. All right, so let's bring that up here so you guys can see the Jurassic World pop-up book. All right, so here it is. Jurassic World, the Ultimate Pop-Up Book by Matthew Reinhardt, art by Rich Davies. Like, I'm all for this. I really think it's a fun thing. We do have a dinosaur like fact pop-up book, and it's massive. probably when it was original, it was maybe around that price, because it's got a ton of pop-ups. And I'm not trying to diminish the art at all, because it's incredible, like what pop-up books do. And I'm always afraid of them because I'm afraid I'm going to bend it and mess it up. And there's a few of them that we have in this book that we have, which we picked up at a used bookstore, or a bookstore that had some used books and stuff. So, some of them are bent and don't really work. So that's always my fear, especially paying $75. So let me get rid of this thing. Life will not be contained in this exciting and interactive pop-up journey through the entire Jurassic saga. Okay, not just Jurassic World, the entire Jurassic saga. That's awesome. The hit Jurassic World series recaptivated audiences globally, and when it unleashed an island of new and terrifyingly realistic dinosaurs on the world. Okay, so it features explosive, pop-off-the-page depictions of the T-Rex, Velociraptor, and other prehistoric favorites. This deluxe pop-up book traces the evolution of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World sagas across 3 decades of motion pictures. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm very excited. I don't know, like, do you think this ultimate pop-up book was intended to include Dominion stuff at all? I don't know. Because it says the entire, saga or whatever. So it makes me wonder. I did see recently Tom Fishenden was reporting on it. The fact that you look at his Twitter, Tom Jurassic, he said something about like a visual history book. That visual history book that's been on pre-order for some people was getting canceled. So I don't know if that's due to Dominion inclusions in that book, or it wasn't up to par as far as what they want, or maybe they're just not ready, whatever the case may be, a COVID issue. That seemed to be getting canceled out in the UK. I don't know what the case is here. I don't even think I pre-ordered it yet. But I don't know if that'll happen with this or not. I have no idea. Is it available for pre-order? I think it is, right? Let's see. Yeah, pre-order now. $75. Man. And I don't know what pop-up books go for. I really have no clue. But it seems pricey in my eyes. But it could be really cool. Could be very, very cool. I'm not trying to dismiss it at all. I think it's a pretty cool thing. So, yeah. Well, there's that. Thank you, Nick. Oh, I just skipped ahead. My bad. All right, here we go. Jared is already working his way through the 5th iteration, and I am literally on the 1st. And it's my podcast. And you're already ahead of me. All right, so I know a few people are asking about talking about the new Apatosaurus. Maybe we'll get there if we have some time. We did a big, I think we did a big live stream talking about that at one point, but I'll see if I can get there at some point. So I guess in terms of the like a Battle at Big Rock type short, Neurotic Plays says, I want to, and it corrected, a short film that shows what happened at Site B before the events of Lost World Jurassic Park. I mean, look, I was not asking for much. That was my theory and my idea. With the fact that everything's been going on and it's kind of tough to get productions into production, I guess. I was kind of like going for the easiest, the lowest common denominator. It's like, hey, let's just do this. And I would love to see that. But man, how cool would this be? A short that shows what happened at Site B. Wait, before? Oh, okay. Now you're blowing my mind even more. Before I was thinking for some reason after the events of the Lost World, which would have been Jurassic Park 3. But in my mind, for some reason, I was thinking that. But yeah, before, that would have been really cool to see like the downfall of, that I feel like it would be kind of anticlimactic. Wasn't it the Hurricane Clarissa that kind of wiped out that island too? So if that island was evacuated around the same time, at the same time as Nublar, maybe nothing ever came back from that. But I personally would like to see one after Jurassic Park 3, even to see like, hey, what happened on Sorna? What happened on Isla Sorna after those events? What do we know about these dinosaurs? Where are they now? Let me see people transferring them over. Let me see them at least, scouring the island, trying to get a number, trying to tally, trying to figure out what's going on with this island after years of neglect. I would like to see a short about that. That would be really cool. But honestly, a short about that would be too short. I would be really, really disappointed in, 8 minutes. And it's not even a straight 8 minutes, because it's like 5 minutes when you factor in like the opening, very slow opening, and then the outro with the credits and all that stuff. So I really want like a full thing, or a book or a comic or something that actually explains what happened either before or after. So, yeah. And Jared, how dare you? How dare you bring up the motion comics here with me? Mixed responses. Yeah, that's putting it lightly, I guess. Yo, wait, hold on. Shout out real quick to Benny, which I believe you're usually over on YouTube, but tonight you're throwing it to us from Twitch. Are you our first Twitch viewer? That's crazy. Welcome, Benny, from Twitch. See, the thing about it is I don't know what's easier for people. Sometimes YouTube is a little tough with the fact that like you have to be in the app and you can't really do much else unless you're paying for it, I think. But Twitch, you can watch and you can use your phone however you want after that. It does like a little nice pop-up and you can go about your, surfing. Old. Mike, I like your comment here over on Facebook. They could make a fake documentary on Biosyn. So I kind of imagine that there will be, and I feel like this has happened before in movies, and actually, kind of an instance of this would be Back to the Future 2, right? Where you see Marty goes to the alternate 1985, and it's a world where Biff has taken over. He is like, the king of that town, essentially, and he's got everybody in his pocket, and it's all because of the Gray's Sports Almanac, which is right here. So in that sequence, Marty walks up to like this entrance to the casino, and there's like a little video playing that kind of showcases the history of Biff Tannen as he went from, a high school student to the richest man in Hill Valley. And I would kind of like something like that, a little montage video thing. I could see that happening where it starts full screen. It starts a full immersive video where you see the rise of Biosyn, and it's kind of just like a little documentary thing. And then it pans out or something, and you see like Malcolm on the couch or something, because that's the last place. No, I mean, that's not the last place we saw him. That's the last place we saw him in the Lost World. But then he goes and he turns off his TV, and then he goes up and gets about his day or whatever. But that could be a fun way to, or that's at least what I've always thought would happen at some point within Dominion. So it literally only has to be like a 2-minute clip or something like that, right? Maybe even less. Just kind of showcasing like a little history, a little documentary about Biosyn or something. But yeah, I think as far as like a short film goes, they could definitely do that, and I would definitely welcome that because it would save time. Because I think something like that is somewhat necessary to Dominion for casual viewers. A lot of especially if you're watching this, if you've read the books, if you're a big fan of Jurassic, you know what Biosyn is, right? But the casual viewer of Jurassic Park and the film series, they have no, or even somebody who really loves the films but never read the books has no clue what Biosyn is because it's not mentioned at all. Of course, we know that Dodgson is out there and he's trying to do something in the first film, but that is just a fleeting moment that really doesn't, it doesn't have much weight outside of it. It gets the action going, but you don't really know the backstory. You don't know what's going on. So I feel like there needs to be something like that, right? To drive us to understand this company, to get reintroduced to Dodgson, and a short film could do that, And I know they probably would do something like that. Like, I honestly expect, the viral websites of Biosyn to pop up and all this other stuff like we got with Masrani Global back in the day. Stuff like that where you can kind of hack into their website maybe even, or, watch those little trailers, those little videos about the company like you did with with Masrani. So that could be a thing, but that won't explain it to the viewers, right? That'll explain it to us who seek out those things, but it really needs to be in that film. And honestly, even a short film might not cut it because not everybody's going to see that short film. Unfortunately, I don't know what the overall expectations were and what the outcome was for Battle at Big Rock as far as what Universal wanted. But I'm sure it did pretty well. Look, I mean, it has 8.2 million views, which on YouTube is high, right? It's high, but it could be a lot better. Let's look at something real quick. I'll look up the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer, which has 72 million views. 72 million views. Now, this trailer is 2 minutes and 25 seconds long. So it's 6 minutes shorter than Battle at Big Rock, but so many more views. So I don't know what that 8.2 is, registering for Universal. And surely, they did release it on Twitter as well, and other places as well. So accumulate all of those. I don't know what their expectations were, but I don't know. I don't know if that audience is big enough to, a $200+ million opening style audience for a film, which hopefully we get back to those numbers in 2022. But I don't know. You know where I'm going with that? The fact that you need to inform the entire audience. You can't have people confused from the outset of this movie. But yeah, let's see what else we got here. I'm liking this new service. I'm liking this. It gives me the availability to pop up these comments and talk along with you guys. Sorry, guys. Rated R Jurassic is never happening. Never happening. I know a lot of people really ask for it and hope for it. It's just not happening. They make too much money. Yes. The answer is yes. I have watched dinosaur documentaries. Or is that a specific thing? Dinosaur docs. Is it a bunch of doctors that work on dinosaurs? I don't know. Have it narrated by Nick Van Owen. I kind of like that idea. I don't know if it makes any sense theoretically, but it could be fun. So, all right. So funny enough, funnily, that's not a word, but Dodgson brought up this, if Colin would make a rated R short. Funny enough, one of my first instincts in my mind was your next thought here, because there's one scene in a novel where Compy ate a child's face off. I would love to see that reference in a Jurassic film. Hey, that's too brutal. That's not gonna happen. That will never happen. That will never happen. No dinosaur is biting a child's face off. And that's too much to ask for. That is way too much to ask for. But in my head, I was considering a sequence like that, where, a compy sneaks into a child's room and is on the crib or something like that. And it's this whole cat and mouse kind of thing with a parent who's sleeping in their bedroom, and they have the monitor right next to them looking over the kid's room or something like that. And it's just like, let's showcase these dinosaurs getting these close calls, but not actually eating a child's face, because that is not anything I'd ever want to watch. Neither should you. That's too much. Ocean Panda, what if Dominion sucks? I don't know. Then you'll be sad. We'll all be sad. But it's all, it's all, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Can't think of it. Look, Jared, it wasn't a mistake. I brought up David Attenborough for a reason. Well, first off, because he does those things. He narrates those things, but also, I didn't say like Bear Grylls or something, somebody who just narrates things. Actually, I just watched The Last Blockbuster on Netflix, which is narrated by Lauren Lapkus, who played, what's her name? In Jurassic World. Her. What's the name? I don't know. I can't remember. Why can't I remember this? Lauren Lapkus, Jurassic World. I know you guys are all saying it already. I know you are. But I'm not. So her name was Vivian. Okay, there it is. All right, so... but yeah, I wouldn't have, I know I just literally watched that, and she's in Jurassic World. She did a voiceover, but I wouldn't have gone to her first, but I would have, David Attenborough does those kind of voiceovers with, animal voiceovers. And would they depict dinosaurs as invasive species or endangered species? That's an interesting question. I think there could be, room for kind of a questioning standpoint in the documentary. It's like, what do we do about this thing? Kind of like, they're at bay for now, but what happens when they're not, kind of thing. And I think the narrator could get that point through, where it's like, we have to take this serious, guys. You have to do the things that everybody is saying that you're supposed to be doing. And if you don't, then things are going to be bad. But we know how that goes. Just reading through the comments. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah. Every time you see like a new movie come out for Jurassic, or and there's been a lot of commentary like Jurassic in social media recently, as far as like, what I was talking about before, what I was referencing just like a minute ago. But a lot of people do still think that, these movies are like, oh, how could they make that mistake again? And I mean, it's true to a point, but like a lot of people really think that it's like, oh, another one about the same thing. They're all the same movie. Like, I don't know. I think they've made their way into some new realms with Jurassic, but like, I don't know. I just don't. I don't expect deep cuts like you're saying here. I don't think so either. I think you're right. I think deep cuts are really going to be their own thing, and a book most likely, or a comic, or something like that, or a motion comic. There we go. Bring Vivian back. Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't remember her name, but bring her back. I would love to see her back in the role, and maybe she broke up with her boyfriend. I don't know. Is that wrong to ask for a breakup with her boyfriend so her and Lowry have a chance now? Or maybe that would be kind of funny, is if like she broke up with her boyfriend and now Lowry has a girlfriend and she goes for the move and it just doesn't work. He's like, what? I've got a girlfriend. You didn't hear me talk about this all the time? I text you about it all the time. Ian asks, what will the Mosasaurus role be in the next movie? Honestly, and I've said this a bunch of times before, but as far as what I would want the role to be versus what it will be, I don't know. But I really don't know what the role will be. But as far as what I would want them to just mention it and just be like, the Mosasaurus is off our radar. We don't know where it is. And then that's it. And then the next spin-off film, or a spin-off film, or another film eventually would be a Jaws type movie with the Mosasaurus. So really, that's I know that's asking for a lot, but like that's what I would like them to do. Is just be like, we can't find the Mosasaurus. It's nowhere to be found because it's so tiny. And then we get a full movie about it. Kind of like I don't know. I was just imagining that Batman versus Superman moment where Batman finds the footage that Lex Luthor has assembled on the hard drive or whatever, and it's like different clips of like, or a picture of Wonder Woman and Aquaman underwater, and then like the cyborg being like tortured or whatever, or brought to life, I guess. But like, just like different like shots of the Mosasaurus around the world, and then like that's like the stinger at the end, and it says the Mosasaurus. The Mosasaurus will return in Jurassic World. May use river lizard. And that's a joke for fabric fans out there. I don't know. Jared says, I would see the invasive versus endangered species debate as a focal point in plots involving fights between groups like Extinction Now and the DPG. Yeah. That's all I got. Let me see. Okay, I can't do that apparently. Can't share. Let me bring up something here if I can. What's this? Oh. I had a random browser open and I was like, where did this come from? Wanted to bring up a picture for you here, if I can. Just give me a second. And this is related to fabrics. So if you don't want to Some people might consider spoilers on fabrics, but I don't, because we don't really know what it is, and we don't know if it'll play into anything at all, right? We have no clue if it matters whatsoever. But there is fabric out there, okay? And this is not a great picture of it, but let's open this one up. Let's see if this will work. All right, so here we have some fabric, right? All right, so there's some fabric. And it basically just says, like, one of them says Raptor Country, Brachiosaurus, this Mosasaurus, which I just made the joke about. It says Mosasaurus Breach Watchers, Mayu's River Lizard Club, Raptor Chaser, Pursue, something or other, Preserve, Let Them Live, Let Them Roar. This is like the different committees and stuff like that. So like this committee here for the Stegosaurus says something about like dinosaur conservationists of the United States of America. So it's like they're official. And here's one, the Velociraptor Observation Committee. So there's a lot of like official committees and groups out there. So I imagine like the DPG is kind of spinning off maybe, or maybe the DPG still exists, but other branches are popping up, or, maybe Claire's at the forefront of this. I don't know. Like, hey, we've got a branch out in Wyoming. We have a branch out in New Mexico, or, wherever. And you get to hear about all these encounters and different, involvements with dinosaurs. I have no clue, but this is fabric. This does not necessarily mean anything at all. But it could be like like you're saying, like a debate between these groups, and I feel like it certainly will be. I feel like we definitely will see the other side of this sometime. We might end up seeing dinosaur hunting groups and poachers and stuff like that really play into this film. But it's interesting. It's interesting, at least. So there's that. But yeah. How do I get rid of that comment? Where'd that one from? All right, so Braxton Willis says, "Save the stripe." Yes, please. Let's do our best to save the stripe. I don't know how probable it is to save the stripe. Maybe there's an eventuality where the stripe exists, but it might be too late at this point to save the stripe. But in another wave, in the future or something like that, we might be able to save the stripe. I hope we can. Because it just rubs me the wrong way. And I know, I've been very kind about Mattel and stuff like that, and I still am. I still very much kind towards them and what they've done, and I really love everything for the most part that they've created. I have so much of it on my shelves, but every now and then there's something that really bugs me, and this one maybe more than most bugs me. The whole Save the Stripe campaign with the Dennis Nedry Jeep, Dilophosaurus, and Dennis Nedry himself with his stick. The Jeep is missing a stripe, and yeah, sure, it's, it doesn't mean much in the long term, in the grand scheme of things, but it's one of those things where you're like, well, if you're going to start skimping on stripes, what else is going to happen next? So that's really what we're trying to help here. And I know, I think this was brought up by our friends over at Collect Jurassic, talking about the stripe and creating this campaign to save the stripe and getting the momentum going, hopefully in the right direction. So we'll see if that saves anything, but I'd definitely be down for saving that stripe if we can. I like this. Ian, did Owen and Claire know about the Mosasaurus being gone? That's an interesting question. I would say yes. I mean, maybe Owen didn't, but I feel like he would be updated or briefed at some point. But I think they would have certainly known about it because, look, this movie, this beginning of this movie took place, you know, a few months later after Jurassic World. So Jurassic World falls, kids are still on the island from Camp Cretaceous, and, you know, a few months, so a few weeks later or so, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom opens with the whole T-Rex encounter with the Mosasaurus and the bone from the Indominus Rex. So that Indominus Rex, you know, body was just devoured in just about 6 months' time. And so you're talking about 6 months later. Claire definitely would have known. She probably would have told Owen at some point. Who knows? I don't know when they broke up or when they stopped being a thing. So there was probably, you know, some communication there. But I would say definitely they knew, because then 3 years later, you have the rest of Fallen Kingdom, which takes place, you know, 3 years later. Once that news sequence hits, once the, you know, the Senate hearings hits, that's all 3 years later. So they definitely knew by that point that that the Mosasaurus would have been out and about. And it's interesting. I never really talked much about the Mosasaurus being out there for 3 years, and not really. I don't know. We don't really know any stories of the interactions, because outside of the motion comics, which unfortunately needs to be brought up again, the motion comics showed us that it was one of the first dinosaur interactions via the news, right? That the news showcased this Mosasaurus. I just didn't know what was happening, and then all of a sudden my board was gone, and blah blah blah, you know, stuff like that. And it was really boring. But watch it if you want to. It's an experience. But so it showcased that whole sequence, right? The attack sequence. It was new information 3 years down the road. So was that thing really missing and gone and out in the wild, just lurking for 3 years? Did really nobody know about it? It's interesting. I mean, I don't know. So maybe Owen and Claire didn't know. I mean, but why would the Mosasaurus choose to show itself right around the same time that all these dinosaurs get loose in Fallen Kingdom? That doesn't really add up. You know, it's like Mosasaurus is like, oh, look at that. There's a Pteranodon up there. Let me go show myself. Eat a bunch of surfers. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird circumstance. I feel like the Mosasaurus needs like a short or something like that to showcase. Maybe that's where we get the Jaws short. But I don't know. I think it's an interesting question, and one that kind of deserves some little response or answer. You know, if it's just like, you know, a tagline. Actually, let me look that up. Let me see if I can find out some information. If the DPG ever mentioned anything about the Mosasaurus, I don't know offhand. So that would be a good question to find out, if I can look up my notes here, see what I can find for you guys. But I feel like it would be weird, you know, to have the thing not talked about for 3 years. All right, DPG. Here's all my information on the DPG. Let's look for Mosasaurus. Nothing. No mention. No mention of the Mosasaurus at all on the Dinosaur Protection Group's website. Look, I know you guys are Dinosaur Protection Group, so technically, I guess you don't care about the Mosasaurus. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It's interesting. No reference to the Mosasaurus on the DPG's website. I was like, you know what? Yeah, there probably was some mention about, something or other, but even if it was just a mention of like the Mosasaurus. No, actually, I guess honestly they wouldn't have, right? They wouldn't have mentioned it unless an article came out after Fallen Kingdom, which I don't think any did. So the DPG website was strictly, as far as I remember, a pre-Fallen Kingdom, material website. So they wouldn't have mentioned that the Mosasaurus escaped, even though we saw the only escape sequence in the trailer. That was it. We saw the whole thing, like the whole, the wave with the surfers. We saw the entire sequence in the trailer. So we knew the Mosasaurus was out. I guess they couldn't tell us the Mosasaurus was out. I don't know. But yeah, would have been cool. Maybe there's still a chance. Who knows? But I like this. This is fun, being able to bring up your comments and talk to people on YouTube and one person on Twitch and a few people on Facebook. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yes. Misiacosaurus, is that how you say that? I know a lot of people and a lot of dinosaur nerds, and I say that, in an endearing way. They're kind of not too pleased with that, right? I guess for some reason. Hey, look, there's my daughter's bouncer table thing. A lot of people aren't too pleased with it, but I think it's fun. I think it's wild, like you're saying. I don't care. Like, that stuff doesn't bother me. And I know that's like our guests on the podcast this week. Sabrina and Garrett from I Know Dino, big dinosaur nerds, I will say, and geeks and just enthusiasts, and they know everything about it. And I say that in the best way possible. They might think otherwise, and a lot of dinosaur enthusiasts in the community might think otherwise as well. But I'm a dinosaur nerd myself, but I'm not like hardcore into the reality, I guess. I love the reality. I like how they really looked. I like how the fossils look and all that good stuff. But like, as far as like the structure of the skin and the teeth and all that, that stuff doesn't get to me. The arm, I know a lot of people get on the arms and like the how they're posed, the hands and all that stuff. It doesn't matter to me. I really don't care about that stuff. As long as it looks cool, it looks fun, I'm down for it. And that Misiacosaurus, however you say that, it looks so much fun. And it looks so wild, like Jurassic Souls is saying. And I cannot wait to own that. I hope that they make that in multiple variations. A lot of times, like, the second color scheme ends up looking like super cool on some of these dinosaurs. And I hope that one gets a few different paint jobs, because I like that green, but I would like to see what else they can do. Look at this. I'm skipping ahead. Dak52788 over on Twitch. LOL. Now I know you're on Twitch. Also have YouTube open. You got too many windows open, man. Too many windows open, dude. Don't know, why you would do that. But I appreciate it. The views are always appreciated. Let's see. And Jared, it's all on you. It's all on you, my friend. You have cursed this stream by bringing up the motion comics. And the fact that we needed to actually bring up the motion comics means that you officially cursed us tonight. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so here's going back a little bit here. Yeah, there's a few things I want to talk about here. Oh man, Danny says, "Is a tiger stripe velociraptor coming soon or summer?" Soon. I mean, it depends where you ordered it. I did have it pre-ordered at like I don't know, one of the big bad toy stores or something like that, and then I canceled it there because Target, did the whole behind the gates thing, and the price was a little bit cheaper. So I was like, you know what, let me save a few bucks. I think it was like free shipping too. And it looks like they are estimated April 14th through the 19th. So not too far away, just under a month. Not bad. So it depends on where you ordered it from. If you ordered it from like one of those third-party websites, it'll probably be any time now. But Target, it looks like mid-April or so, a little early to mid-April. I want to go back up here. Siaka, careful of those cloths. Best in Slot got a copyright strike after covering them. Did he? That's interesting. I know. Here's the thing. I had a whole thing ready to go for the cloths. I said that so weird. The fabrics. I had a whole breakdown video ready to go, and I didn't release it. So Best in Slot seems to have gotten a copyright strike. I know others that have maybe, been asked kindly to remove the content. So it's pretty interesting. It's interesting because I had it up there very shortly. Hopefully they don't see it. That would be a bummer if they did. But who knows? The cloth, the fabric. Come on, really? I'm gonna take down for the fabric. What am I looking up here? I just wanted to look up something real quick. I was kind of bummed. I didn't end up releasing it. I worked pretty hard on it and then just didn't release it. So luckily I didn't. I guess I would have gotten some takedowns or something or other. But it does look like it's still out. And honestly, the copyright strike is interesting. I don't know why they would do that. I mean, it's a thing that is literally out for sale. Like, why are you containing that? Why is that a problem at this point? It's out there. It's available. And it's on multiple websites. It's not like it's just like hidden out there. Everybody knows about it at this point. I'm sure people have probably bought the fabric. I don't know. But that's a bummer. It's a bummer that they're trying to hide that. And obviously it seems if they are trying to hide it and, they're willing to send out copyright strikes and ask people to take them down, which gladly people haven't been taking them down because what's the cause? What's the reasoning? It's out there. It's official stuff that's been released. So, I don't know. I'd fight that, Best in Slot. Do what you can. Let's see here. There's something else. Makes sense that with dinosaurs now loose in the wilds of North America, that several groups would also try to capitalize on it for ecotourism, whether legit or like Mitch and Tiff's ecotourism. Yeah, I mean, guaranteed there will be many non-legit entities out there trying to get dinosaurs, trying to hunt dinosaurs, trying to just do anything with dinosaurs. Look, it was in Fallen Kingdom, Fallen Kingdom had the hive of scum and villainy for people like Mitch and Tiff who wanted to try to capitalize on these dinosaurs. So it doesn't stop there. It's not the end, right? I mean, it'll still continue to go on forever and ever, I would think. As long as there's dinosaurs out in the wild, there will always be somebody trying to do the wrong thing and trying to take advantage of it. I mean, look, how long have animals been in the wild or on reserves, and we still have poachers? How long have we been trying to combat those individuals who are out there poaching? Still, every day, and it's never going to stop. No matter how much information is out there about, elephant tusks and rhino tusks or whatever, imagine the cost and the benefits, in quotes, of triceratops tusk or horn. I mean, what is that going to look like? Did I say tusks for every animal? I don't know. But you know what I mean. That stuff is valuable for some odd reason. So it'll never end. It'll never end. All right, so back to the discovery of mosasaurs and dinosaurs. I think it would be neat if they covered the public reaction to San Diego incident or the world's immediate reaction to the dinosaur escape at the end of Fallen Kingdom. You mean like in a short film or something like that? Yeah, I mean, look, it's the same thing I said before, like any way to open up the world. But I think I think you said it before, the fact that like a lot of stuff's going to be too deep. San Diego, I can't speak tonight. The San Diego incident, I need some like more water or something. It's a very niche thing, the San Diego incident. I feel like a lot of people didn't like that, right? They didn't like it. So I don't know why they would cover it again. I would love them to. They touched on it in The Evolution of Claire, which was amazing. That moment was amazing. And I would love to see more of that. Kind of like they did it in The Evolution of Claire, kind of commentating on that moment versus this moment now, kind of like saying, I lived through it once. I was from, I lived in San Diego when the T-Rex rampaged through our city. And then I moved to Northern California. I was a little shell-shocked. I was a little, not shell-shocked. Yeah, I guess. I had a little bit of PTSD from the dinosaur attack. Maybe it's that kid in the window, Maybe it's that kid in the window in the Lost World. And he he's cataloging his ideas and his thoughts, 25 years later or whatever. I had a bad experience when I was a kid in San Diego. T-Rex, what I thought was a monster at the time, ate my dog. It traumatized me. It made me, I never looked at the world the same way again. And then it followed me into my adulthood. I couldn't escape it no matter what I did. And I decided to get away from everything and move out to Northern California and, created a cabin out there for me and my family. And then the dinosaurs escaped from Lockwood Mansion. So, yeah. What am I going to do? Then they all ate my other dog, my new dog. I finally, after all these years, I was able to buy a new dog. I named them the same name as my old dog. And can we cut off the interview? There was something about Mitch and Tiff. I saw another comment, but I don't even think we. We talked about that. Thank you, Siaka. Yeah, as far as our Twitch experience here, it's kind of like mostly an experiment, see if people are into it. And like I said before, it's kind of an ease factor. It is easier, I think, to watch. And I do watch and follow a lot of people on Twitch, and it's a lot easier to follow people and watch their content when you can do other things on your phone, right? Because YouTube, I tend to, have my phone, but then I can't do anything else. Yeah, if they waited just a few years, they would have been fine, and they would have gotten what they wanted. Now, imagine, 10 times, 100 times the amount of people that are like Mitch and Tiff that are out there that didn't have the nerve to take a trip out to an island infested with dinosaurs with the walls down and the dinosaurs free. Imagine those people that are just around the corner, that can now find dinosaurs. It's scary. And it's honestly why I don't believe that there would be many dinosaurs out there at that point. It's not like a Bigfoot. It's not like a Loch Ness monster or something like that just disappears and you never see it until years later. It's not. It's just not that. I don't think. Yeah, it was absolutely one of the highlights from the evolution of Claire. I'm like losing my voice big time here. We're nearing the end anyway. Jared says, I wonder if the kid from the San Diego sequence would have grown up to be more aligned with the Extinction Now due to PTSD after that night. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at first, the kid sees the T-Rex on his own, right? He's in bed. He doesn't seem fazed. Doesn't seem fazed at all, and walks into the parents' room slowly, and she's like, Mom, Dad, there's a monster in the backyard. And like, what? What's going on? I told you not to feed the kid or whatever, and he doesn't seem too fazed. And then he takes a picture of it. Like, he's like really pumped about that T-Rex being in his backyard. I think any kid would be, right? So, I mean, he would have to know. Here's the thing. Like, as a parent, you would probably say to your kid, look, Spot ran away, last night. He was scared. He didn't like that T-Rex that was in our backyard. Sorry, I'm reading the comment. He's like, the dog just ran away. It broke the chain and it just, it jumped over the fence and probably trying to find a safe place. Maybe one day he'll come back to us, but probably not. I don't know. He's probably, hiding out there. He's probably too afraid to come back now because he saw that big dinosaur in our backyard. And the kid's like, okay, Mom, can we get another one? Or, no, I can't. I've got PTSD. I don't know. I guess really, honestly, like, he probably wouldn't be too fazed about it. But I think the parents would probably make up a story unless the kid actually noticed the house hanging from his mouth and then falling. But there's a chance maybe he didn't see. So who knows? But yeah. And Siaka's right. The kid was a fish kid. Yeah, the kid was a fish kid. I like that. I like that. I like that. I'm losing my voice here big time. So, anyway, I think that brings us to the end of our chat. Benny, look, you're on Twitch. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. No matter where you've been watching tonight, if it's on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, I have no idea who's out there anymore. No clue. Thank you so much. It's been fun chatting, and I love it when I can, just say, hey, guys, let's talk about some stuff, whatever you want, and it branches off into a full discussion. But again, remember, we do have the book club. Read Jurassic Park. Read along with us. The original novel, Jurassic Park. Eventually, we'll move on to the other ones, but read along with us. Download the Jurassic Park podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all other podcasting platforms out there, and follow along with the Jurassic Park book club, because I'm really, really excited about the book club. I know I'm literally only on the first iteration. I've read it before. This is my, I don't even know how many times, but I've read it before, so I'm slow reading it this time, but I'm going to catch up because I'm on the next episode of that. But the next one, I think, is like April 12th or something like that. So, April 12th. So make sure to read up to the 5th iteration by April 12th. Get your thoughts and concerns in. Send those to Jurassic Park Book Club at gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and play those on the episode. So it's not just, Ben having a conversation with his guests about the book. It's also you guys talking about your experience with the book. So please get those out there. Record some audio thoughts. Pick up your phone. Record an audio thing, a voice memo, whatever, and email that straight over to Jurassic Park Book Club at gmail.com, and we will play those. If you want to, if you don't want to do that, you can also send a voicemail, send an email over to us with just some written thoughts as well. But we really would love it if you send over those audio clips. But I think that about does it. This has been pretty good. I'm actually happy with the whole live stream thing. I think it worked out pretty good. That's awesome. I didn't do one of these. Hey, look at this. JurassicParkPodcast.com. Make sure to go there. Find all of our stuff, our articles, our episodes, our show notes, all that good stuff. You can find all about the contributors, our little bios, and links to everything. Our Twitter, make sure to go follow us there. Facebook, we do have a group over there. Instagram, please give us a follow on Instagram. And we really appreciate it. It's been so much fun, and I'm glad this streaming service is working out. So thank you so much for watching this live stream. Make sure to stay safe out there as always. Be kind to everybody you know, and be kind because you never know what's going on. And thanks again. Enjoy, everybody.